afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all excited to be here, just like I am. Thanks for joining us today, and I hope you are all doing well and keeping cozy in this chilly weather. My name is Douglas Ayeko, and I'm delighted to be representing Springboard Capital Limited. At Springboard, we don't just provide capital to fuel business growth. We go above and beyond by offering advisory services through our monthly BSmart webinars. We believe in supporting our customers' investments through expert guidance. We are about to embark on a thrilling journey, a digital journey. Gone are the days when the businesses relied solely on brick-and-mortar establishments to give their growth. In the digital age, the landscape has dramatically shifted, and SMEs have embraced new strategies to stay competitive and thrive. Mobile applications and e-commerce platforms have emerged as powerful tools that can propel SMEs to unprecedented levels of success. During this webinar, we will dive into three key areas. One, are mobile applications the solutions to business reach and increased customer engagement? Can e-commerce contribute to business growth and success in this, or is this a scam? Is optimization of customer experience excellence for business tied to these two solutions? To stay ahead of this curve, stay tuned as we dive into the immense potential of mobile technology and e-commerce to navigate the ever-changing digital landscape with confidence. At this juncture, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce to you our speaker of the day, Cornelius Tonui, a man of simple words. He's a highly experienced software developer and CEO with a track record of over 20 years in the industry, with expertise in developing financial applications, mobile applications, and working extensively with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. He has consistently delivered innovative solutions that have empowered businesses and transformed their operations. As a visionary leader, he has served as CEO for more than a decade now, spearheading strategic initiatives and driving organizational growth. Under his guidance, Micropoint Systems has achieved remarkable success, capitalizing on emerging technologies and market trends. With an unwavering passion for technology and deep understanding of business needs, he has successfully navigated complex challenges, leading cross-functional teams to deliver cutting-edge software solutions. His leadership style is marked by a strong emphasis on collaboration, fostering a culture of innovation, nurturing talent and fostering growth within the tech community. Nonetheless, he is a mentor to young upcoming developers and entrepreneurs. So sit back, relax, and get ready to unlock the secrets of the digital age. Welcome, Cornelius.
Thank you for the introduction. What you forgot to say about me is that Cornelius' dream job when he was young was to become a teacher. And talking teaching, my mom is a retired teacher. And although back in the day, the bread was a scarce delicacy, for us, we were lucky to have it once a month. But then it wasn't easy getting that bread. Mom had to time for that one bus, which used to come only once. You miss it that day, you wait for the next. And that was just a journey to check on the account balance. So as young boys, we would actually know if that balance was a positive or negative, depending on her mood when she comes back home in the evening. So really, we've come a long way, because back in the day, even checking that account balance, first of all, you're going to distance of like 100 kilometers. Just go and get that balance. Today, technology is different because how do we check our account balance? In that mobile app, you just go there and check your wallet balance, or just dial some star and a number and hash, and you have your balance. So back in the day, like I told you, it wasn't easy. So lest we forget how we've come a long way with technology. Today, we're talking about business growth in the digital age. That is the mobile app and e-commerce. So from my screen, I hope you can see the things I want us to cover during this session. So the topics I want to take you through is to remind us about the changing business landscape from the early 90s, mid and late 90s, early 2000, 2010 and beyond, pre-COVID, post-COVID, and looking into the future. And then we come back to answer the three questions that Douglas was able to take us through. The questions are mobile app solutions good? Is e-commerce, or can e-commerce contribute to business growth and success, or is it a scam? Is optimization of customer experience excellence for business tied to these two solutions? So the journey that I'm going to take you through is going to tell us, or to answer, the three questions that we are trying to answer today. And I'll start by defining brick and mortar, because we're comparing what's happening within the digital age and what happened in the past. So what is brick and mortar? Why would someone call it brick and mortar? So we are talking about the physical presence, that shop in a corner, that bank that someone has to go. Like my mom used to go the 100 kilometers to get the KCB branch. So the question is, or the thing is, we're talking about that as a definition of brick and mortar. So we're saying brick and mortar refers to traditional street side business that offers products and services to customers face to face, in the office or in some store. So that is the definition of brick and mortar. So we're going to compare the brick and mortar business with how business is done today. A story of early 90s. This is the time that I did my KCP. That was early 90s. But then things have changed a lot. So using the parameters of the village where I come from, I was actually a cool kid. And what is the reason for that? Because my dad had a radio. So being with that radio was a big thing. You belonged to not so common family. But then the most important time, especially, is when you're waiting for that result, the KCP result. You could not go away from that radio, because remember, back in the day, there was only one radio station, and that was KBC. So during lunch break, especially, is when the results would be announced. So you don't go far from that radio. So those are the days of the news that would go like Tukufu Rice, Daniel Toroitich Alap Mode. So because you're a candidate, you don't want to listen to that part. But then the next would be Waziri wa Elimu leo ametangaza. That was big for us back then, because now the results are out. But then it used to take still very long time to get that result. So for 3-4 days, you not eat because of anxiety, until that head teacher would come in now and get that result on the board of the school. So you would hang every day. You're asking people, have you seen the head teacher somewhere? because those results would go from province to the district, then back to your school, 2-3 days. But what happens this day? All you have to do is to send that SMS to some code immediately, and the results are out. So that is the journey. Remember, this is a journey of back in those days. These are the advertisements we would use to get from that radio. The things like Pika kwa Kimbo, such. But there was one for Dawana. I know the guys of my age know. Dawani Dawano, and so on. Now, so from that story, basically we are talking about how technology has changed. For KCP and KCSE results, just send an SMS with your index number. Pop, you have the result. We are talking about the radio broadcasting. We've known the radio lately. The phone has come in, changed the landscape completely. Things are online. We're talking about advertising. I don't know the last time I had an advert on that old school radio. Does it even exist anyway? So time flies with technology. It feels like just yesterday. These are the high school days, the mid-90s. And this is the time I learned about the circle and lending generally. Remember, I said my mom is a retired teacher. So she belonged to a teacher circle. And for me, I needed to learn to ride that bicycle for me to go and look for guarantors. But then there was no phone even to follow up whether you found someone to go and sign that or not. I remember one day I was taking a form for some teachers to sign as loan guarantors for my school fees. Then I got there, and the person I'm looking for has gone for a journey. I'm being told it will be 2-3 days before he comes back. But then I have to wait. I know this school fees. So that is how things work. But then again, this is one of the things I have found that have not changed a lot. Because we still sign those papers, whether in the bank, whether in that circle, in that microfinance, and even guarantors. We have a circle in our office, and the other day, someone was suspecting that there is a forged signature. So this is a story of 90s and even beyond. And I'm thinking in this particular sector, that has not changed much. So the collaterals and securities, yes, the way we are checking, the way we score might have changed. But then more often than not, we still need that physical signature as a security. And what I could basically say would be trust takes time. So what we just looked at in that story is things on financial sector and the guarantor story. I'm saying trust looks like really it takes time because we still need those signatures. I know biometrics have come and replaced a few things, but then again, there's still a lot. I'm talking about communication as well. So remember me with my bicycle. I had to go all the way physically. No one is to follow up. They just know I went. They'll wait for me to come home 2-3 days, right? So time flies with technology. It feels like just yesterday. Our high school days and after high school. So here we are talking about join admissions board. The selection to the university. When you're selected with the joint admissions board, you have a chance to change the course that you're doing. But then you have to travel all the way to Nairobi University. And with my impatience, I once tried to do that. So I came all the way But then there were specifics when you're coming to Nairobi back in the day. First of all, you had to call someone and tell them you're coming to Nairobi, so that they come and wait you at the bus stage. Remember, by the way, this was my third time come to Nairobi. Only after 2 other times when we came in high school for tour. But then this day I'm coming to Trace Nairobi University to change my course. I'd been selected to go to Maseno University, and I thought, no, I wanted to come to Nairobi University. But then what happens? Got to Nairobi, it was past 5. The phones would only go through people in the office. Now, what could I do? It was a challenge. That was back in the day. Sounds like many years of the past, but that is just 90s, late 90s for that case. So to cut the story short, I got lost in Nairobi. And that is how I did not change my course and finally went to Maseno University to do computers and maths. So what happens there? There's a lot that have changed in terms of education, transport, communications. We just looked at an image of a booth. I know the guys who are born after 2000, they're wondering, what is this? This is how people used to call. We have what we call reverse call, which I've seen Safaricom has brought back. But then that is how it was. It was physical. There was no mobile phone. So a lot has changed over time. Transport. Let's look at the Ubers, the Bolts. If I came, or if someone came today to Nairobi and they are a stranger, they're looking for Nairobi University, it's so easy. We have the different apps. You just have to say, where are you? You can pick the location. And then where are you going? Going to Nairobi University. And that is it. A cab comes, get there easily. But then back in the day, that was not possible. The way to select, the way to know which university you are going, I had to come all the way, to travel all the way to Nairobi, to know and to try and change the course I want, the course I was to do in the university. So time flies with technology. It feels like just yesterday. Going to university, I know for those who know, they know. This was like gold back in the day. When you're given higher education loans board, or loan from HELP, from higher education loans board, you had to get a passport because you did not have a bank account. So you'd go for a post bank account. So first of all, the thing is, you had to go and queue. For us, the guys from Maseno, you had to go and queue in Kisumu with that passbook. So they checked, first of all, if we used to call it Chacha. I think it was after Nyegoti Chacha. So you have to go and check, is Chacha in? So you have to give the passbook. They check the balance. Sometimes it's in, sometimes it isn't. So it was that physical. So you go queue. Again, queuing had to be physical. What are we talking about when it comes to queuing in the banks lately? The queue management system. Again, I don't have to go all the way to Kisumu to know my balance. There was that help. But that is what we did as students of late 90s in the university. So that is what used to happen. Long queues to get that balance. It's a similar story. It was 10 years later, but the story remained the same of the first story I shared about how mom used to get the balance or to query the balance in her account. It was a day's job, just getting a balance. So that is something on the banking sector and the changes that have come and the notifications that are used today. I know in your account, if there's money, if there's a debit, a credit, whatever transaction that is happening in your account, you will get that notification. There's a withdrawal in your account, there's money in your account. So we've come a long way. Time flies with technology. It feels like yesterday. Now, early 2000s and the apps that we built after graduating from the university. Before even the apps that we made back in the day, for me, I had a small stint as a lecturer of computer packages in a college back at home. So someone would ask, what were computer packages? One of the interesting topics or courses in the computer packages world was one that was called keyboarding. So what was keyboarding? Keyboarding was teaching people how to use computer keyboard and to use a mouse. I know some people would imagine, was that even a course? It was. Folks would pay to be shown how to use the keyboard. And some of the topics or lessons there would be the different types of keyboards. There was the QWERTY keyboard, the one that we use starting with QW. So those are the things that I used to teach as a lecturer in college. And people would pay for such. But I wanted to teach today how to use keyboard. I don't know. Guys would think this is a crazy man. But that was the reality of the day. Then come to our first job. My first job. So we used to write a SACCO solution that was used by a lot of SACCOs, especially here in Nairobi. The big SACCOs, the AFIA SACCO, this teacher SACCO, and many others. So we are young employees wanting to code a lot. I know a lot of previous applications which were written in those. The SACCO system that we built was actually in Windows, not far from what we have today. But then, if someone was to take you through that system today, you would imagine, you would wonder, these are software, because it basically had a small place to capture the customers, their loans, basically, their savings. That was it. If you wanted an accounting system, then you go for another package that is probably downloaded from somewhere, because it wasn't easy to find one. But that is what we did, and that was a business back in the day. And SACCOs, microfinances would appreciate a lot how that system would help them. So for accounting packages, we had to integrate, because the SACCO standalone system would not do accounts. So you look for another software if a SACCO really wants now to have one system. If you're talking about a SACCO that has branches, or that had branches back in the day, it was a challenge. Each and every application, which would even run on flat files, not a database like we know today. So if you want to communicate between branches, then someone would take a file using a floppy disk. I know a few guys will ask, what was floppy? I'll just request that you Google what floppy disk was. It was the hard disk of the day. The maximum memory was, I think, 1.44 MB. 1.44 again MB. For today's standards, that is too small. But then that is how business was run. People were able to manage branches. People were able to get loans. They were able to balance their books with such applications. So that is what we did back in early 2000s. But then around mid 2000s again, of course, the ATMs were already in place, and we were now talking about integrating them so that a transaction that is done at the ATM is reflected at the bank. So those are the integrations of mid 2000s. And the banking sector had actually grown now. You'd actually go and queue at the ATM to get that money. I know that is not a very old story, and then there was integrations to the ATMs in mid-2000s. So that is something on the banking sector. The standalone applications that we did, and the emergence of integrations to applications, like the accounting system and the ATMs. And for sure, time flies with technology. It feels like just yesterday. Or the time I bought my first car was in 2010. And I had to go to the different bazaars, like we'll still go today. So like me, we know in Nairobi, the Sunday Jamhuri Bazaar. So I had to go there, of course, with friends. We're happy, I want to purchase my first car. But then amazingly, last Sunday, I was relaxed and just going on my phone, Sunday afternoon. I saw something live on TikTok. It was the same old Jamhuri Park. Someone going around with TikTok live, showing the different vehicles and makes that they have. And guys are chatting live and saying, kindly go back. I saw some KDE Subaru, for example. Then someone is asking, so how much is this? So I'm imagining someone is seated somewhere far away, and they're looking at that TikTok, checking the vehicles at Jamhuri, chatting with someone, asking for the pricing, probably making decisions here and there. Someone is asking, can I do trading? A friend of mine likes Porsche Cayenne, asking, do you guys have Porsche? That is how you're doing business in this digital age. But then that was not how it was back in the day. So what are we saying about the digital age? The social media platforms have actually morphed into business channels. We're doing webinars. We're doing meetings, advertisements. So that is how things have changed over time. In 2011, started the micropoint systems. And here we did a software called Power Financial. We have many clients, and thanks to them, who still use Power Financials. So Power Financial is a software, an integrated software for that case. That is not like the one that we did in early 2000s. But then Power Financials has integrations, of course, to the ledgers. You can do your final accounts here and there. You can do a few journals here and there. It manages your loan management system or your loan management for your clients. It does manage savings and things like that. So again, that is what you're talking about, the evolution of the technology. Power Financials integrates with a mobile app and has notifications and SMSs. But then again, the SMS story is another interesting story. It wasn't easy as it is today. Someone actually had to use a modem to get that SMS. We wrote applications here and there, complicated applications to get that SMS. It isn't like the way it is today, whereby it's a web API integration, and there someone does business and automation, notification. That is what you would get with Power Financial. So that is the journey of how things happened there and how business has transformed over time. And things were good and everyone was happy. and until COVID happens. So for example, we had a course at the micropoint. After seeing the gap that current graduates come out, sometimes most of them don't write applications. They can't do even simple applications. The assumption is things are easy. They aren't. You still have to put in some hard work. So I had a course whereby I was coaching young guys on how to build software from scratch. It was a physical course. Guys would come to our office and I trained them physically. But then again, COVID happened. So at that time, that is when I decided to take that as an online course, free on YouTube. And like you can see, even today, if you went to YouTube, you can still find these courses. So that is how I spent my COVID days. But then again, there has been emergence of many other things. When it comes to businesses, some businesses took advantage of this. Like me, I took advantage and posted that online. And now I have those courses and such many views. But there are other things like Zoom and other stories. These are things that came as a result of COVID. Meetings. Before COVID, any other meeting, any other demo for your applications had to be physical. And if you told someone, let's meet online, they would think, this guy is serious. I don't think you would get any business by not going to an office physically and doing a demo. But then even during COVID, we were able to do implementations online. Like at Micropoint, we got a client in Mombasa. They did not know we are. They only heard about us. We went online, did a demo. They were happy about our application. We implemented and trained during COVID. We also have a client in Kampala. We did the same online. But I know in as much as we are happy about the online things that happened with technology, hospitality industry cannot share the same happiness. Because again, if I was to go to Mombasa for that implementation for a few days or even months, then it meant good for the hospitality industry. So there are negative effects as well that came up as a result of technology. But then, are we saying with hospitality you are to just shut? I don't think not. Because we've also seen in the hospitality and food industry, people are able to order stuff online and so on. So what are we talking about? Systems became better coming to towards 2010 and after. The better infrastructure, and now branches or systems would be hosted on servers. But then again, large and physical servers. The server rooms and all that. But business became better because the business would run, someone could manage now their branch as well. There was an emergence of cloud applications here and there. Things were better again, but COVID happened. And now people had to rethink how they do their business. I've talked about hospitality and the challenges and again, opportunities that things like COVID brought. And time flies, guys. With technology, it feels just like yesterday. I talked about Power Financials, a software that is integrated and helps SACCOs and microfinances run their businesses very well and integrated to mobile. But then again, that is not where the client of today, that is not where a microfinance of today, that is not what a bank of today is looking for. You're looking at an ERP. You're asking, I have fixed assets here and I have to depreciate them. I have some stocks that I'm bringing to the office and I have to manage them. I have my clients who call and I want to see them in one place. So we're talking about CRM. I have my staff who need to apply for leave wherever they are. And I approve wherever I am as well as an approver. So we're talking about Dynamics 365 Business Center. I don't know where these guys were when we used to write on these guys. But then again, Microsoft has done a good job. That there's Dynamics 365 that we implement today, upgrade Power Financials, and this is what we are talking about. The system is integrated to the mobile. There's a web, runs on desktop. You can have it on premise, so that means still on your servers, or it can be on the cloud. So it actually means that you can do more business wherever you are. This post-COVID, and you need to manage all these things in one place. You want to have your financials, your supply chain, all in one place. The CRMs, the HR, the mobile app, and someone wants to query their balance, not only on the mobile loans, but any other balance. I want to check this and that. So that is what we are talking about. That is the evolution. That is where the system are today. The mobile access. I'm doing banking wherever I am. I'm doing bank transfer on mobile. And this, I'm doing a web access. And this is going directly into the system. I'm doing something, needs approval. Then that is what's happening. I don't have to take the whole day to know my balance like my mom did back in the day. And what are we talking about? So there are emergence and growth in the solution, targeting different sectors. We're talking about an ERP, whereby all your data is in one place. We're talking about data analytics. Told the next billionaires are the guys who want data. The different mobile apps that we have and the scoring, we want to know how much you qualify. So since all this data is in one place, then we need now software. It's beyond just querying your name or your balance in that front office. That's about data and data analysis. It's about making decisions and having systems that help you make decisions on business. If I'm giving out 3-4 products, which one is performing more? Which industry must I target? And basically what we are talking about is we are giving you the technology, or anyone who is interested in technology. What we are looking for is you provide what the client is looking for. You provide solutions for people who have challenges. So we're solving a particular challenge. So time flies with technology. And this is a new reality. That is where we are. I remember last week, the friend I was talking about was looking for a side mirror for his vehicle. And all he had to do was to Google where to get side mirror for his vehicle in Nairobi. You do that today, you'll see the different places in Kirinyaga listed there. The phone numbers are there. All you have to do is to call them. So you call and they say, yeah. And what happens here? Someone can even bring to where you are. So the logistics business and every other business has improved or has changed over time. Because again, we have to answer the 3 questions. So the verdict will be out depending on the kind of things we are talking about. So that is how the landscape has changed over time. And while at home over the weekend, the kids are playing there, and somehow there's an advert, and you hear them say, "Daddy, can we order from KFC?" Now, then you are like, I thought I'm closing the week with an M-Pesa balance. But then that is the language they are talking about. So what happens? Is the ordering. Just go online, order from a restaurant. So that is what you are talking about, the business of today. But there's so much that can be talked about when you're talking about how the landscape has changed over time. And we can only look at the future as well. So if we are talking about the different industries, when we talk about the transport sector, the Uber, the Bolts, and the logistics that I just talked about. The other things now, like people using IoT to attain the maximum efficiency and lower costs. That is what we are talking about when you are looking at systems. People to monitor gas emissions, it's such things. Education sector is enhanced learning. Now people can learn online. We've seen people post online or video clips like the one I showed you. They even boot camps for young learners. That is what the education sector. Financial sector. I appreciate Springboard Capital. They've embraced the technology, and we're now grading their systems to the Dynamics 365 that I talked about. We're looking at serving customers efficiently, effectively, making decisions on data, and so on and so forth. Medical sector. I got a friend who runs a pharmacy and has what you call Zazi Care. This is where you have a parent at home and you want the delivery of medicine. Such a thing, you can just dial. And that is it. You just have to pay and they deliver the medicine to your parents back at home. I've done that a number of times. So we can only talk about what other things are we looking at for the future. What are the opportunities that are there for us going into the future? So there were the three questions that we were asking ourselves in the beginning. The mobile apps. Are the mobile apps the way to go? Is e-commerce a way to go, or is it a scam? And the customization linked to the two solutions. I think I've given enough history about how things have changed, how landscape has changed. It's what they call Kodak moments. I know I could give a lot of stories about how we used to take photos back in the day, pictures back in the day during events. But things have changed. I've not even had enough time to talk about the entertainment industry, the talent, the information, the different methods that you learn online. Probably and be a better cook, for example. So change is imminent. The only constant factor in this game is change itself. But then finally, I want to say the challenges that we face, well, there are challenges again with technology, but in the same breath, it gives opportunities. We're talking about hacking, like I think it happened yesterday on eCitizen. That is a big opportunity for anyone talking about security. Because now businesses are asking, so where are we? If eCitizen can be hacked, where is our place? So it is a challenge, but then again, that brings in an opportunity. So look at where there are challenges. Post-COVID, there's been a lot of malls with empty spaces. I saw that yesterday's paper. And people are thinking how to do things different. People are thinking probably how to build smaller spaces and things like that. People are thinking how to get 24-hour economy so that you can buy any other time. I've seen that is what supermarkets are doing in Kenya today. But then I want to say I want to dare say that you may not run away on people's touch as well. Technology will not come and do away with everything. We still need that personal touch. That is why for customer experience, you still need to talk to someone, see the emotions and this. But then the driving force for all this is technology. In the interest of time, I'll say thank you very much for listening to me. And now I've given you a story, the journey that the digital landscape or business landscape has taken over time. And I have to say thank you very much. That is my presentation for today. The business name is the Micropoint Systems Limited. We are based in Nairobi, and those are our contacts. Thank you very much. Back to you, Douglas.
Wow, thank you so much, Cornelius. That was quite a handful. So Cornelius, in the interest of time, as you say it, allow me read out a few questions from the audience. One from Gabriel Kiwara. With the increasing popularity of mobile applications, how can SMEs strike a balance between mobile applications development costs and the potential benefits they offer in terms of growth and customer engagement?
The question about the balance on cost of software development and the SMEs. I think what I have to say is that when you're starting, you must not look for something big, because you can remember there are simple applications. I would want to call them simple, though not that very simple, like Excel, the Google Worksheets. Yesterday we had discussion with friends how some of these applications are actually done using Google Worksheets or Google Forms. So there are ways where small businesses can be, or there are places where small businesses can begin. They can do their data in Excel, because I'm imagining them they don't have a lot. They could do things like Google Forms for feedback, for their own small management here and there. Then for notifications and SMSs, it's not actually a big thing. It's not expensive. So they could do such integrations and start with what I could call freeware. And as they upgrade and their business grow, where they need the specifics, then they now put in a budget. And again, you saw I gave an example of Power Financials and Dynamics 365. Depending on what you're looking for, I'm sure you're able to get an application that can sort you at the point of your needs, depending on how big or small the business you're running into. But then again, some people, especially locally, don't like investing, especially on technologies. They may just be looking for freeware. But then remember, someone has sat down to help you do that. So even if you're looking at simple applications like Google Forms and you don't have an idea who can help you, then you can reach out to us. Then but again, be ready to spend, have some small budget for some of these things. Because again, like they say, free is expensive. Thank you, Douglas.
Thank you so much, Cornelius. Now I have two more questions, and I think time is beating us. I'd like you, with the simple words possible, please tackle the following questions. What are some innovative ways for them to stand out from the crowd and gain a competitive edge using mobile applications and e-commerce?
Ways to stand out is, one is, at the end of the day, you want to serve that customer. And someone told me that you may forget everything else, but you may not forget how someone made you feel. So if I have a challenge and I'm getting a response, for example. So some of the things like automation like on notifications. If someone is looking for an item and it's not there, then there's communication to them that we are sorry, we are not getting it. So someone will feel that, yes, these guys are not only looking for my money, but they are taking care of my business or myself or my business as well. So to stand out, you use technology to serve your customer and make them happy. So basically, that is what I would say. Number two, you have to be there. You have to, like I talked about the social media, you cannot be not there and expect to be known. So again, if I'm searching, I gave you an example of my friend who was looking for an item. And you see, without any bias, he went in there, searched and got offers online. So these are the things that we are talking about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cornelius. The last question on customer focus.
Yes.
As a corporate, how can I use mobile applications to enhance customer onboarding, engagement, and retention?
Thank you, Douglas, for the question. First of all, customer onboarding. So this is where we are talking about customized application. Because now somehow there has to be a custom. Custom means it's specifically made for you, for your business. This is where Micropoint comes in. So it can help you customize an application. You're able to have your customers on board. There's notifications to them to tell them, welcome to our business. Again, on notifications, if you have offers, for example, this is a good time to tell them their offers. If we are talking about, for example, loyalty, and we have someone we've partnered who does the loyalty programs. So you want to have such loyalty programs whereby a customer who is doing good, who is giving you business regularly or a lot of business, award them. And all these are done by solutions. You must not manually go and find out who has bought, who has given us a lot of business today, who has bought a lot of items today, who's taken a lot of loans and repaid during the last week. You could give them discounts, for example. And all those can be done via applications or systems that help you make decisions.
Thank you so much, Cornelius. That was a good presentation. Now, at Springboard Capital is a microfinance company that has transformed lives by offering financial services to individuals and businesses for the past decade. Yes, we've been in existence for over 10 years. If you need money, we are here to offer the lending hand. You can find us at a town near you. Reach out to us through any of our social media platforms, Springboard Capital Limited. And at this juncture, I would like us to end our discussion. And I'd like to express my sincere depths of gratitude to all of you for tuning in. See you next month on the last Friday. Bye-bye and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.